Red Sox okay, so they're up a game, right? They got 3 against Toronto. Blue Jays still need to clinch the division. Then they finish with a 3-game set against the Tigers team that might be fighting for its postseason life and have a Scooble start in there.
Well, there's no question that they're going to be fighting for their lives with the Scooble start against the Red Sox. It's, to me, going to come down to that series, no question. Now, I hope the Blue Jays, they clinched. I hope they've been partying. I hope they're hung over a little bit. Maybe, hopefully, can't play. Some guys might get some rest. I don't know. But the Red Sox got to win this series, and this is a tough series to win in Toronto, and I don't see it happening. So I see them going into the Detroit series in kind of some dire straits.
Wait, you're saying that the Red Sox can't beat another big league team right now? Is that because they don't have a good enough personnel or they're not playing well enough?
Well, Kratz, if you look at it, man, they've really been playing kind of scrappy ball without their best hitter in Roman Anthony. And they've been tanking ever since. So to me, he's not coming back. I don't see him coming back. Maybe if they get to the CS or something like that, then maybe. But still, you're talking about a rookie coming back and his first ever postseason. You can't expect much out of him after that. Just like you can't expect Abreu just came back and he's supposed to man down right field right now, but you can't expect him to do it. He had a golden or no, wait, yes, yeah, 4 strikeouts last night. So you can't expect him to do much because he didn't even go on a rehab stint. He's trying to jump right back into it because it's all hands on deck for the Red Sox right now. And I tell you what, you can't look in the rearview mirror at all.
All right, so I won't look in. I guess my question is null and void then. I guess Rafi, if he was in this lineup, wouldn't have helped them at all, right? But they got some pieces back. Jordan Hicks hasn't really helped out. Really, what is the formula for them to win these last 6 games? Win enough games to keep their 1-game lead, because they can't just recreate and get, you're not getting Roman Anthony back. Sandy Rafael is not just going to all of a sudden stop swinging at pitches. What is the formula? Because they're playing 2 really good teams who still have something to play for.
Yeah, well, Kratz, their formula has to go to passing the baton in the lineup and playing defense and obviously pitching, right? So all 3 of those phases. But you can't lead the league in errors and expect to beat big league ball clubs. That's what they do. So until they clean that up, nothing's going to really change, because there's been, I don't think, any team to make it even to the World Series that has led the league in errors. So you got to clean that up. But, man, the pitching, right? You got Peyton Tolle in the bullpen now. They've moved him. He's up on his end. Garrett Crochet is in a spot where he's never been, right? Number 1, we got playoffs, and number 2, he's pitched 180 some odd innings. I don't know exactly, but I know he's in 180s-ish. So he's never done that before, right? So how much can you lean on him as well? And my understanding and the way I think is you can't lean on him too much, because I see a tired Garrett Crochet right now.
What do you think about these starters that go to the bullpen then? If they're tired and these guys are all hitting innings limits, and Crochet's at 197, I believe, innings already. And then you have Giolito, who's at a high limit count. Bayo's way up there. And then would you take a Tolle? Would you take someone like that and throw him in the bullpen for help? Or what do you do to try to help alleviate some of this pressure on some of these guys if you get into the postseason?
Well, AJ, somebody's got to step up, because they didn't get much help. Breslow, that's the one place he didn't get any help, right? So Hicks is – I don't even know if he would make a postseason roster, to be honest with you. But you have to hope that Slayton steps up, and you got to hope that Chapman is regular Chappie, been doing what he's been all year long. And more importantly, a guy named Garrett Whitlock. If Garrett Whitlock, he's his setup man. If you can't rely on him, and he's already reached his limit of innings, or his highest limit of innings he's ever thrown out of the bullpen. So, man, you're looking at a team that is already injured and looking to try to get into the postseason and try to maybe do damage in the postseason with a lot of questions, in my opinion.
Rookie Peyton Tolle, does he profile as his stuff profile to be able to go to the bullpen?
It does, Kratzy. It does. His fastball plays, man, but you know as well as I do, man, when you got that guy and he's coming out of the bullpen and it's like, man, holy smokes, dude, just throw a strike here. We got to get strike one. And when you don't do that out of the bullpen, to me it just seems a little bit more damaging because you're coming in more tighter situations. So if you don't get ahead and you don't throw strike one, especially out of the bullpen, you're in trouble. So I think his fastball plays, he's just got to locate it a little bit better. Now, he's got other pitches and slurs and cutter and a changeup he very rarely throws. But to me, it's let me find one or two, right? Let me find one or two that play right now, and you go with it. And as the season goes on, you go to your best two pitches coming out of the bullpen every night.
When you think Fair Harbor, you should think soft. You should think buttery liner. But it's not just the bathing suits or the shorts. It's also sweatshirts like the one that I'm wearing right now, Kratz. It is stupid soft.
It's ridiculous that a shirt that can, 1, keep you warm, 2, be so soft, and 3, so lightweight, like the collar, everything. You don't even feel like you actually have a hoodie on, but you do.
It is a lightweight hoodie, and it feels incredible. So you should go get one yourself. Also, for bathing suits, for shorts, for whatever clothes that you're interested in where you want to basically feel like you're not wearing them, but you are, that's what Fair Harbor can bring to the table. So head to fairharborclothing.com/foul20 and use code FOUL20 for 20% off your order. That's Fair Harbor, HARBOR, clothing.com/foul20 for 20% off your order, and make sure you use that promo code FOUL20.
If they're on the outside looking in when the playoffs start, is this a failed year, or is this like the built-in, hey, you know what? We did go get Bregman for 1 year. We knew it was a 1-year deal. We got rid of Rafi. We reset for next year. Is this a failed year in the nation?
Red Sox Nation is going to say this is a failed year, Kratz. I myself would say that it's a failed year too. Only reason being, in my opinion, is this will be year number 4, I believe. Yeah, so 4 years. And that just doesn't play in Boston, man. You know that. And, Breslow can make all the cute moves you want. You can make all of the – oh man, we made the best analytical play we could. We're making all the great moves and they're turning out. But if you don't win, it doesn't work here. And that's just the way it is. And so, yeah, you got some future young pieces signed here and Sadon and Bayo, but you got and Crochet and we could go on. But like, here's the thing is these young kids have got to learn how to win at a high level in playoff-type atmosphere games and hopefully in the playoffs. And none of them have done that except for Bregman. So they're in trouble, in my opinion.
Hey, Pap, a couple other questions around the league. So first off, we just learned officially next year we'll start the ABS challenge system. It just got approved by the Rules Committee. 2 challenges per team. You keep your challenge if you're right and the umpire is wrong. Your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are, you're going to have a learning curve with it. And like I see now catchers wanting to call it all the time. So it's who's going to call it. I'm not so sure on it. I think the umpires are good enough. But 2 is enough to get a start and say, okay, let's try to see if this works. And to be honest with you, I hadn't been paying a whole lot of attention to minor league. I know they're losing at the minor league level, right? I hadn't been paying a whole lot of attention to it. But I think 2 is enough just to start with and see.
I think I agree with you. I think the umpires are good enough. I think they just now have an accountability. They never had any accountability before, and they'd just be like, whatever. Missed it. Need to go to another pitcher. Shohei Ohtani. Not sure how the rotation is going to work out, if they're going to need 4 guys, 5 guys, Kershaw or Shohei. There's been a debate. Can Shohei come out of the pen to pitch? I get it. You could lose him in DH. You could throw him. You have to throw him in the outfield. How hard is that of a transition to just go ahead and do that in a big situation like the playoffs?
I don't know, Kratz. I wish I knew. But to me, the guy is a unicorn, right? And you have to be able to listen to him. And you have to be able to communicate with that unicorn, that great player, so to speak. And he has to be able to communicate back to you. Number one, what do you feel comfortable doing, right? What do you feel like you're going to be best at? What do you feel like you're going to help this team win the most at? And then secondly, what can you handle? Like what type of load do you think that you can handle? And what are you going to do pregame, postgames in order to handle these loads if we're going to be asking a little bit extra from you? And I'll be honest with you, man. Playoff games, these last 6 games the Red Sox will be playing they're just a different intensity, man. And they take a little bit more out of you, a little bit more of your fuel tank just seems to be a little bit lower after each one of these games than just, your normal game in the regular season.
Pep, did they get in?
Ooh. I think they get in. I think they had the leadership to get in. I think this time of year, it boils down to leadership in your clubhouse, And kudos to Kershaw, man. I liked how he went out and the way he went out in a good way. He didn't do the Derek Jeter or David Ortiz, let me have a party at every city I go to and get a present and blah, blah, blah. And he went out on his terms. Good way to go out, and a class act for him, man. So I say they get in because of their leadership.